So you and I are in the car about to go into the library. I need to show you those trees. Aren't they gorgeous? Can you see them? Oh, that's better. Just beautiful autumn day here. I love where I live. It's gorgeous. I'm going to go and pick up a whole pile of Miles Franklin Award Longlist books, and I want to read them all. Famous last words. I'm also going to pick up a whole pile of women's prize books, but that's a story for another vlog. So let's go in and see what the hell I reserved. There's going to be a big pile of them. I've got my bag and I can't wait to get them home and make a plan and read through this long list. Let's go. Exciting books. I did the school pickup. Dinner is on. I'm ready to go. One child is riding a horse, the other is unwell and in bed. So I only just have to play nurse and I'm free for the afternoon. Okay. So I got all the books out from Miles Franklin. There's the stack. So there's 7 books there. There is 4 that I've read on the list and 1 that I can't get at my library. So we're doing the best we can. The 4 I've read are The Rain Heron by Robbie Arnott. Loved it, 5 stars. Could be my favourite Australian author, so there's that. I've read Infinite Splendours by Sophie Laguna, another amazing Australian author. I connect with her writing, and this book was just something I thought about, something I spoke to people about, just moral, just challenged every part of my empathy and my moral compass and, you know, my values and my beliefs. It was just, yeah, God, I cried. There's a vlog somewhere if you want to see it. I don't know, you want to watch me cry through a whole book? I've read Stone Sky Gold Mountain, 3 stars. I didn't think anything fabulous about that book. It just didn't work for me. But a good story, a really good story. But, you know, I need more. You all know I need more. And then, oh God, The Animals in That Country by Laura Jean McKay. I read this last year for the Readings Prize. It's got talking animals in it. I didn't finish it. I DNF'd it. It was beyond me, way beyond me. Too bizarre. So yeah, that's where we're at. Out of the 4 I've read, The Rain Heron would be my number 1. And so now every book is judged against that. But right now we just need to get started reading. So the next thing I did when I got home was I checked if any had been reserved, because that would be the order with which I would read it. And thank goodness none have been reserved. So I have to just kind of plow through and get them read. They're all due on the 22nd of June. It is now the 20-something of May. What the hell's the date? 25th of May. So I've got a month to read it, to read them all. So yeah, let's just make it happen. We really just need to make it happen. I'd love to read it and have an investment in the Miles Franklin Prize this year. So I need to work out which one I'm going to read. Okay. Ooh. 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 This is the chunkiest one. 500 pages. Oh God. This is about a husband and wife whose firstborn baby dies. Nothing can handle that heartbreak today. Oh, okay. So interesting to me. Where to start? I don't know. I think I'm going to start here. I think I need momentum for this project, and this is a bit of a mystery, so I'll tell you about it. This will provide me with the momentum. Okay, and it's a short one. We'll just get started, get going. I think this is good. Okay. Aravind Adiga. The White Tiger is a book that I have on my shelf that I've never read. Anyway, this is set in Sydney, and this Sri Lankan immigrant has overstayed his student visa, but he's just kind of cruising along, not worrying about it too much. Or maybe he does worry about it, but he lives out of a grocery store room and he's creating this new identity for himself. He's even got a vegan girlfriend called Sonia. So he's a cleaner, is he? Yeah, he's a cleaner, but then one of his clients is murdered. The woman was knifed and a jacket left at the scene, and Danny recognizes that that jacket belongs to another of his clients. And so will he go forward with that information and risk being deported, or what's he going to do? So this is like wrestling with his conscience and deciding, you know, whether to say who the killer was or the owner of the jacket was, or choose his life, I guess. Okay. It's a short one. We've got 250 pages. So I'm going to get stuck into this after I stir the dinner. Okay, you ready to have a laugh? So I don't take you with me. I got to cut wood for the fire. Danny's out riding horses. And this wood's really hard. I know wood's hard. This wood is not easy to cut for me. Might be for a lot of other people, but not for me. Oh, it's cold. I need to get it done so we get warm. So, got my little trolley. Let's see how we go this afternoon. It's going to be a laugh. Oh, it's so hard. I did it! That's so exciting! Ah! Ah! Whoa. Okay. I have the start of something. I already have coals in the fire. So let's see if we can make this happen without me having to cut anything else. So this is kind of, I've got to get used to the writing style. It's one of those books where it doesn't just flow for me naturally or easily. It's very, just jumping from thought to thought. And I'm sure that will play out differently as I get into it. I'm only on page 16, but it's very kind of from the point of view of a man, just thoughts running through his head. Yeah, but it's working its way through a day. So we had 8:57 and now we're at 9:16. So yeah, I'm suspecting that the murder will occur on this day somewhere down the line. I wonder what time. Anyway, I just want to let you know, just processing how to get into it, just at that moment. We've all been there, right? It is quite interesting that he's kind of speaking, he's trying to integrate himself into the Australian way of doing things so that he won't be recognised as a refugee because he's illegal, right? He hasn't got his visa. So yeah, his observations of the differences between Australians and Sri Lankans is super interesting. I think the horse riders have just arrived home. We'll talk in a sec. Okay, I'm on page 41. This is really interesting how this is written. And you know how I was talking about the writing style? It jumps all over the place and it's very frantic and I feel really frantic and the murder's happened and, you know, like his reaction to it was really frantic and fearful and scared. And in between all of that, you know, the murder and all of that sort of stuff is these recollections of what it's been like to be staying illegally in Australia now that his visa's run out, and how scared and fearful that has always been for him. He's always looking over his shoulder. He's always wondering who's looking at him. He's always, you know, having to think about his natural instinct and whether that's Australian so that he'll fit in and not be noticed. And it's kind of like the writing style is set up to be, you know, this inner monologue. Like it is. It's like his inner monologue. But the way that the author has structured just even how the message is coming across to me, being in this frantic form just reinforces how scared and fearful. Like my anxiety levels have gone up. Like I'm on a different level now and I am chilled out. You know, you all know me, but I'm buzzing and it's not something that I can relax and read, and that's the whole point. And I get that, and I really respect and acknowledge it actually. But it's not pleasant. But that's the point. It's not pleasant. I don't know what that feels like, and I'm getting this tiny fictional taste of it. Oh, okay, I'm totally in a different perspective that I've never been in before, and that is awesome. That's why I read. That's absolutely why I read. It's hard work, let me tell you. I think we need a cup of tea, a cup of chamomile, just to calm me down a bit. Anyway, I'm just going to keep frantically reading and see what comes. But I just wanted to acknowledge the clever tactic of the author in getting me to this level, to be, you know, running with Danny on his frantic, fearful life. I'm going to go get my cup of tea. We met either, that's all. Red Riding Hood. Jerry Strikes, he said it is. Cool. What's weird? It's making it what?
Taste.
Wow. And just like that, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And like the day went. You saw us having breakfast. Fitzy stayed at home today because he's not well. So that was my day, hanging out with him, working, beauty appointments, had to get the nails done and all those sorts of things. Picked up kids from school, dropped them to where they needed to be. Went grocery shopping, got random things that make up something for dinner and something for lunch boxes. So, tick. I'm sure there was washing in there somewhere, or maybe I've left that in the washing machine. Either way, we're here, we're in the reading room. We're here. I am 128 pages in, so I'm halfway through. I'm still on the level when I picked this book up. I think this is going to be just over one day, and it breaks it down into different time slots in the day. I've shown you that, haven't I? So like there, it's like 11:43 a.m. So right now I'm halfway through the book and I'm at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So it's just going to be the one day. So what's happened is we've got Danny the cleaner. He's found out that a lady that he cleaned for got murdered. And she was wrapped in a leather jacket. And he knows his leather jacket, that is. And he also had more of a relationship with these two people than just cleaning for them. And it comes to light their troubles, which I won't tell you, and, how their relationship worked. And it was quite volatile and codependent and for lots of different reasons, which you'll find out if you read the book. And we're being dragged through the story in that the guy whose jacket was found at the murder scene has contacted our cleaner guy, Danny, and is asking him to come to his house and clean on this day, and is being very persistent about that. And calls and texts constantly because he's leaving the country and he says he needs his house cleaned before he goes. So we're following Danny as he moves through the city to this guy's house, and we're getting pulled through the story because of what's going to happen when he gets there. It's a big mystery. And along the way, as Danny's getting on trains, as he's going into shops because he doesn't have the money to buy a newspaper, so he's trying to read newspapers in shops to find out what's happened, or try and see things on the news in pubs that he's walking past. He's also tried to call Crime Stoppers, and he's toying up with the idea of whether he does that. But remember, he's illegal, so he's worried about getting deported. So as we're going through that, he's observing the people around him. He's observing people looking at him. He's fearful of people finding out that he's illegal, so he'll get deported. He's also musing about his girlfriend, who's a vegan. I don't know why that keeps coming up. She's vegan. He's musing about how he changed his mannerisms and his way of being, and he's musing about his landlord, like he tells us about that. Like that's all kind of messed up stuff there. People that he knows, just how he's kind of got to be here. We don't know why he left Sri Lanka, and there's a mystery around that. So there's a couple of different things that are kind of dragging us through the story. But the main thing that's dragging me through the story right now is what's going to happen when he gets to this house. And he's taking his sweet time to get there. Of course he is, because he's scared as hell, because he thinks that this guy's a murderer. So that's cool. I like that. But I need a little more. I need a few little mysteries to be uncovered, or a few mysteries to come up, or mysteries to be uncovered. I don't know. It's like this really dark cloud is hanging over the story. Like, is he going to get murdered at the end of this? But that's kind of like, and then he just thinks about, how he met his girlfriend and all that sort of stuff. But then he switches to fear when the text message comes up. So I don't know whether it's like he lives at this state of fear because he's always watching and who's looking at me, and that kid's looking at me. That kid knows that I'm illegal, So he's always kind of moving in that, on that level of fear. Maybe that's just how he operates. But for me, I'm like, dude, like, why are you going there? And when you get there, like, not a good idea. And wouldn't you be shitting your pants a little more? So it's kind of like the dark cloud is really dark, but we're kind of just playing around underneath it a bit. And I'm kind of sick of playing. Does that make any sense? The frantic pace that it's being written and the style that it's written and the jumping around and the looking over the shoulder kind of writing is so effective. I'm kind of, that anxiety level, it's still so there. But, you know, sometimes in the middle part of these real mystery books where at the start it's been presented to you and then we go through this stuff and then the end it gets resolved, that middle bit needs to keep me going as well. And I'm just feeling a bit like I need some little things thrown at me. So that's where I'm at. Update. He's met with the guy. He's meeting with the guy in some pub in King's Cross in Sydney. I haven't gone back to the house yet. It's tense, let me tell you. And they're also talking through Danny's backstory and how he came Sri Lanka stuff from, I don't know what's going on. It's a little, it's just so bloody tense. I forgot to say, I'm really enjoying his walk through Sydney. I love Sydney, and I don't know it. Like, I wouldn't be able to get around there by myself, but I kind of know what he's talking about, and that's making me really happy. But it's bloody tense. But the tenseness of the situation, it's not just a leisurely stroll, so I'm freaking out, and I have to go cook dinner. So I'm going to get dinner on, and I'm coming back because this guy that he's met with, something's up. Something's not right. Something's going to go down. Okay. Okay. Dinner. Boys are back from their ride. You will not get the wood chopping montage with me this afternoon. Well, I hope not anyway, because my husband was supposed to cut some firewood. That's all I've got. Oh, I expected to come out. Oh, wait, let me make that happen for you. Oh, so beautiful. I expected to come out and see this full of wood. Not happy. But wait! Can you see that? Shall I zoom in? I don't know how to zoom in. Can you see that? It's the blood moon tonight. It's the eclipse tonight. What is it? Mercury, some sort of retrograde, moving Saturn. I don't know. Oh, I have to sit under that tonight, right? Oh, I've got a lot going on. I've got a lot to do. Oh my God, that moon. Oh my God. Just, you cannot see what I can see, and I hate that. Powerful. Okay, let me get the fire on, dinner made, and then the night is mine. Look, I have a fire that is burning. I did it. Dinner's on. Fire's made. So that means another quick reading stint while the pie's cooking. So that means another quick reading stint until I have to serve dinner. Let's go. I don't know whether they teach this in creative writing school, but it seems like every time when I'm reading a book that I'm enjoying and I get on here or I think to myself, God, something needs to happen here, it happens. Like the next page, the next, you know, and he met the guy and now there's shit happening, like serious shit happening. And it's the level of intensity has ramped up. And I thought you know, my fears were that I was going to have to get to the end of the book for this to happen. But now I'm here and I'm excited. But it was like the author heard me and went, okay, we need to give her something. So here we go. Let's just move it forward a bit and make it happen. So let's see if he can sustain it for another 100 pages. I'm sure he can. The writing's really good, by the way. Did I say that? Even though, like, it's descriptive, it's to the point, it's setting the mood perfectly. Like, I couldn't think of any other way that this book could be written. So, yeah, pumped to be reading it. Now the timer's gone off. I had to get the pies out of the oven. Quick stint, huh? Okay, complete change of plan. I'm in the car. I'm going to a friend's house because that moon is brilliant and I need to sit with another woman and do my cards and feel it. I can't sit inside and read a book. It's not possible. I'm pulled to this beautiful big moon. So, let's talk tomorrow when I'm definitely going to finish that book. Hi, it's been a few days. I don't know what I've been doing. I went to a friend's photo shoot and it was at this guy's house and he had planted all of these really, like, well, they're cactus, but they've grown really big because he planted them so long ago. It was amazing. It was so amazing. She looked beautiful. It was for her business, whatever. But yeah, I did that. I tried to get my nose ring changed. That did not work. I wanted something very discreet, very close, you know, tiny. So they pulled the stud out and put in the smallest ring and it was so big, it like stuck out. So horrible. I made them change it immediately. So there's that. And they had to kind of re-pierce. So that hurt. And I've been working. And now it's Saturday. And I've been at the football canteen for Fitzy's football game this morning. And we're home because it wasn't that busy. And this is me here to tell you that last night I finished Amnesty. This is me at 2 a.m. I just finished Amnesty, Aravind, Adiga. And to say I feel relieved is an understatement. I can now take a breath because I held my breath that entire novel. But I thought I better come in and tell you about it when I didn't look like that anymore or have any clear thoughts at all. I'm glad I finished this because the level of anxiety that I experienced every time I opened this up was huge. I don't live on this plane. I don't live in fear. So I've never lived in fear. So I don't know what it's like. And this author was amazing at portraying that. The ending was sharp and sudden and action filled in a way, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So this is just a one-day book, and it's filled up with kind of recollections of, you know, how Danny got to be in Australia and as an illegal immigrant with no visa. And for me, sometimes those recollections or the sort of flashback moments added, and sometimes they were kind of a bit strange because there was such this overhanging, you know, is he going to get killed by this guy narrative running there that, you know, just to think about something so random as his vegan girlfriend didn't quite fit sometimes. But then, you know, a whole influx of good flashbacks came that pieced the story together. One thing that I was really affected by, I'm seriously affected by this book. It's an amazing portrayal of, like, the murder's kind of whatever. This is an amazing portrayal of someone who is lost in their life. You know, lots of times it hit me. So Danny wanders through Sydney the whole day and he's got this murderer guy at him on his phone the whole day. And my first thought was, if someone was chasing me, like, and a murderer, and like I was seriously scared, I would just go home. I would go home and I would lock everything and I'd bunker down and I wouldn't leave. And that's my safe space. But Danny doesn't have a home, and he lives above some convenience store, and an arsehole owns the convenience store who takes advantage of him. So this kind of wandering through Sydney and going into museums, but then being scared and then constantly looking over his back. Just the wandering aspect and the way that the author took us through the streets of Sydney and through these different landmarks that I kind of know, but I just found it so affecting because he literally had nowhere to go. Like when he wanted to read the newspaper, he had to go into a store, or he wanted to watch TV, he had to walk past a bar, and I just felt that lost soul on every page. I really did. He couldn't go back home. It was dangerous for him to go back home. He can't stay here. He can't get a visa. Like there's nowhere for him to be, nowhere that he belongs. And that would just be heartbreaking. And I was just completely affected by that part of the storyline. I loved this book. I thought it was extremely well done. It completely affected me. It's 4.5. It's not... when I think about a star rating, I don't really know what to do. 5 stars. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rank these books. I'm going to make a ranking list for the Miles Franklin books that I read. Okay. Let's do some arts and crafts because, I think it needs to be like this, not as elaborate as the top 50 list, but something that I can move around as I read through. Okay. Gosh, this wasn't in the plan. But let's run with it. Let's do some printing. That's a good idea. Okay. So I've done up a makeshift pegboard and I've printed out all of the book covers. So let's just rank it that way. Let's just do that. Oh my God, I just saw myself in the thing. My hair's everywhere. Okay, this can be from the one I like the most to the one I like the least. And these are the 4 I've read. 5. These are the 5 I've read. So let's rank them. I'll put you here. Okay. So the number 1 is definitely The Rain Heron by Robbie Arnott. This is, I can't describe to you how deeply I feel Robbie Arnott's writing, and this discussion around our environment, Mother Earth, and in such a unique way was really affecting for me. So it is number 1 for sure. So we put that there. The other one that I love is Infinite Splendors by Sophie Laguna. Yeah, I think I've talked about this to you before, that it's just a moral dilemma, this one. I loved it. And then I have Amnesty that I just read, and in my head, I really don't know which one I like the most because both really, really affected me. So let's leave them for the minute. The other 2 are easy. I DNF'd this book. So that goes at the end. The talking animals were all too much for me. And this book, Stone Sky Gold Mountain, I gave 3 stars to. It was okay. So it goes sort of down here with the animals in that country. So that was easy. Now we've got these 2. I think Sophie Laguna is number 2. And then Aravind Adiga with Amnesty is number 3. But that's a close call for me. Those books are really great. So there we go. Look, here we go. My top 3 so far. My bottom 2 so far. Will I fill up the middle or will I move things around? Whew. exciting. That makes me happy. So yeah, we'll end out this vlog here with our first Miles Franklin book. I think I'll do a vlog for every book that I read, and hopefully I can get through the long list. I really want to be invested in this prize. I really want to be invested in it because Rowie Arnott's on there, and I really would love to see him win, as well as Sophie Laguna. I think they are two of our most amazing Australian authors. And so with those guys on there, and then now having read Amnesty and loving it, I'm even more excited to kind of invest and see what my rankings will be at the end and play along with the prize. So thanks for joining me. I hope it helps you pick up some Aussie books that are great. Those top 3, highly recommend. Do it now. Buy the book, go to the library, make it happen, because they are really well worth reading. Okay, that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for hanging out. We'll talk. Bye.